making sure that we are not stopping at the courtship level. We are getting into the level
things into the next
being
level.
more serious with each other, and actually making sure that it is him or her at this point. Because at dating and courtship, you are probably in positions of seeing others, you know, and trying to do, like they always say, testing the waters, which probably I will talk about that later. But engagement at this point, you're very serious about that other person. And this is the moment now you start making serious decisions on what you're going to do, or what step you're going to take towards the next level of you know, marriage and all that. So engagement is the moment you have decided, at that point where you have decided that this is him. This is the Mr. Right I was looking for. I'm no longer looking for the Mr. Right. I'm no longer looking for the Mrs. Right. There's something like that. And so you have settled. You have settled that this is a person I want now to go to the next step. And this one, the step, probably I would say it is taken seriously by men. That's why many men will go down on their knees. They are the people, we call them the proposers. Right? They are the one who go down on their knees to propose. So an engagement is a serious step in that relationship.
Great.
Yes.
You've said it's the man who goes down on their knee. But there's another narrative that has been coming out. Like, kidogo ni kama hawa, these men wamezuba kidogo, and ladies are taking the step.
Yes.
Is it the right thing?
It is, I would say this, in my own opinion, I would say this. It's, if you see that man and you're in love with that person, remember, you have been with this person even before dating. You started on the level of being friends. You see? You started seeing you started seeing him or her somewhere, you know, in church or somewhere else. So it started a long time ago. And then you decided, let's become a boyfriend and a girlfriend. Who proposed in that part? Because the person who proposed in that part should be the same person taking the next step of engagement. Because if it's the girl or the lady mwenye alisema ujamaa amekaa sana wacha tu ni muamulie, and I do that and I ask him to be my boyfriend. If it's that way, then she can continue to engage. But if it's the boyfriend who initiated this thing, then the boyfriend is should
take
continue.
It all the way.
And let me say this, because dating and courtship, that's where there is the boyfriend and the girlfriend.
Yes, true.
When we come to the engagement, it jumps to another level. Can I explain further?
Yes, please.
Hapo ndipo tunaanza kuitananga mafiansi. You get that? By the way, let me make it a little bit deeper. A fiancé, or that name is a French name, which means promise. Also, if you look at it in the Latin, I'm trying to give you the origin of that name. If you look at it in the Latin, it says pledge, meaning that you have pledged to be with this person. You have promised. You have promised something. You have promised marriage to this person. So, in your the question that you have asked, I don't think it's wrong. If you see a mezuba, just come up with something, even if it's both of you. Come up with something. Mwambie sasa hivi ndivyo mimi naona tufanye. Let's go to the next level. Sababu kuna wengine pia wanataka kuweka another gear.
Wow. Now, what are the expectations when we are in engagements?
Wonderful. That's a beautiful question. Because you know, in every relationship there are expectations.
Absolutely.
And now you're getting into a higher gear in that relationship. So for us to understand that question, we need to know why are we engaging? Okay? Why am I engaging him? Why am I engaging her? It's because we have decided to take our relationship to another level. A very serious level, like we have said. And in this level, it's where now we have decided to start doing things together and be more close. You know, a boyfriend and a girlfriend probably tunapatana tu kidogo and then that's it. At this point, you start discussing serious issues. And this is because you're engaging this person so that you can walk with him or her towards your wedding day. That's why I say it's a serious stage. So the expectations here are, you're not going to look for another person. I'm not going to look for another person.
Okay.
I'm the one and only person.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is one of the expectations that should remain there.
Okay.
The other thing that should remain there in that engagement level, it's we have to do things together. We have to take the next step together. We have to be in agreement. We have to be in communication. Sio ile mambo ya kufanya vitu peke yako.
No, it's not I, it is
no,
we.
It's not I. No, right now you do consultations. Okay?
Yeah.
And then when you do consultation, there you come and agree. This is what we are going to do. The other thing, and a very most important thing that I would really want to raise is this: dating does not stop when you engage. You still need to go for the coffee dates. Please, peleka your fiancé to a coffee date. Please, peleka yeye to somewhere. Enda mkakule nyama somewhere. Go to a hike somewhere.
Yeah.
You understand? Those are the expectations that even if we are in this serious level, it doesn't mean that we're not going to do some outings, do some fun things together. No, it actually means up the game. You do that because the more you get even into marriage, you should up that dating game.
You should get from one year to the next.
Exactly. It should not be less as you're getting into marriage. So those are some of the expectations that are found in this engagement.
Awesome. So, duration inafaa kuwa for how long? For how long are we supposed to engage? Ama haina time bound?
It depends with the couple. But I would say this. Wacha isichukue muda mrefu. Wacha isikue ati 2 years you're still engaged. No. Actually, the most time that you people used was in the courtship.
Yes.
Why? Because we were trying to know each other. We were trying to come together and find a common ground.
Yeah.
At this engagement level, you have the common ground.
You already have the ground.
Yes, the ground is already there. So you're not finding it anymore. But still, there are some things that keep on learning from each other, right?
Yeah.
So I would say this: the engagement period, my viewer, the engagement period for me, it should last the day you say I do.
Okay.
Right? You see, the wedding day, before even ukivaa your gown na ukuja kanisani na kama hujasema I do, but uko engaged.
Wow. Okay. I thought after the ring.
No, the ring confirms that you're engaged.
Okay.
It shows the others that you left that I'm engaged. All right. So it's actually a separating factor.
Okay.
The ring shows that it's a reminder. Actually, even in marriage, the ring is a reminder that you're married.
Okay, great.
The same way it reminds you you're engaged to someone. But now, like I said, it ends the moment you say
I do.
Because the moment
altar.
you say I do, you're now somebody's wife. You change from becoming a fiancé to a spouse.
Wow. Awesome. I know during this duration, nakukosi challenges here and there.
Yes.
And there's this common terminology that we say it is better to break an engagement than a marriage. What other challenges apart from people breaking up that can happen during this time?
All right. Challenges are many. And even in dating, in coaching, and even there are more in marriage. And so the best thing, first of all, is to make sure that we accept the changes that are happening.
Okay.
If you don't accept the change, that is the number one challenge that will come on you. Because if you are not accepting, or you have not accepted the change, that you are no longer, in the market, so to say. Umetoka soko, sasa wewe uko na mwenyewe. Yeah. If you don't accept that, it will be a challenge for you.
Okay.
And you know that challenge will be translated to the other, or transferred to the other person who is very serious. He has actually settled. He or she has actually settled. But you yourself, you're like, I'm still in the market. Engaged. No, that is actually not the case. That's number one challenge that you will find in this level of engagement. The other challenge is people now, young people start seeing as if now they've been given the permission to do so much.
Tell us more about that.
which is not the case. Wakati engage that lady, it is not a license that you can now visit her in her room. Because she's no longer in the market, like we said. Si kusema sasa ati sasa yeye atakuja kwa nyumba yako. You remember in courtship there was something that was said that you're not supposed to visit the rooms. All right? The same thing. Principles remain until the day you say I do. And I mean the principles of sex before marriage. You understand? They still remain until the day you say I do. So some of the challenges is that one that you need to accept that you engaged. And you're no longer everybody's, but you're somebody's. There's something English. You understand? So, and the other thing is that make sure that the challenge that there is that they feel like they want to be together. They feel like the fire is becoming so hot that we really need to quench it. No, this is not the time to quench it. The challenge to remain pure must remain. The challenge to remain standing, till the wedding must remain. And so those are some of the challenges.
You know, there's this always this perception, ile watu try to convince that after all I'm marrying this person. So what's the difference of us having it now and waiting till marriage? Yes,
and the question I also pose on that is this: if you do it at that point. Actually, let me put it this way. If you do it at that point, the journey towards your marriage, or the journey towards your wedding day, is a foundation for your marriage. Can I repeat that?
Yes, please.
The journey towards your wedding day is the foundation for your marriage. So whatever you do in your journey towards your wedding day, that is during dating, courtship, engagement, dowry process, all the way wedding preparation, whatever you do on those stages,
that's a foundation you're setting.
Yes. Okay. And let me add and say that which you do there will be translated in your marriage. So if you start doing what it's not right in the journey towards your marriage, my friend, hizo vitu utapatana nazo huko kwa ndoa na itakuwa a struggle. Na the moment umeingia kwa ndoa hakunaga kutoka. So vizuri you stick to stand with your principles so that those same principles will be translated
into marriage.
I'm telling you this: what will you stop you or stop them from not having mpango wa kando in marriage?
Nothing at all.
Because they laid that foundation.
There was a window
long time ago. All right, they opened a door that now Satan saws a door to walk in. And let me tell you, closing that door is not easy. It's not easy. So stick to the principles. Stick to the word of God. It says, how can a young man keep his ways pure? It's according to the word of God. Let the word of God lead you through the engagement level all the way to the day.
Great. And now there's this thing that we know, kuproposiwa lazima ikuwe surprise. I need to have my friends there. I need this to be, if all goes well, iende hadi mtandaoni, you know. There's this perception that people have in mind of how an engagement should be done. And sana it's because of what we see on social media. Maybe you can encourage someone out here mwenye ako clueless. They don't know exactly how to do it. Yes.
Wonderful. Let me tell you, don't ever be shocked by the helicopters that you see. People landing with helicopters to propose. Don't ever be shocked by people proposing in the shopping malls, you know, with 3 cameras or 4, even a drone shot. Don't ever be shocked. Yes, this is what I would say. If you have the capacity to do that, go ahead. All right? If you are not in a position to do that, usingangane. Usingangane, fanya chenye utaweza kufanya that point. And let me add this question to young people.
Yes, please.
Utajua aje size ya ring ya kidole chako?
Tell us.
And because ladies love surprises.
Definitely.
So if I say it here, I don't think it will be surprise.
At least help the boy child.
But one of the things that you need to know, how you can know the size of the ring that you need to buy for that engagement is one, please be close to your family members, especially if they have a sister.
Okay.
Right? Ladies these days, they have rings that are ornamental, right? Those rings, you can just like talk to the sister.
Okay.
Bring me that one ring that belongs to your sister, and then try it with your finger. Then go to the shops where they sell the rings, and because you already have your finger, you not left your finger behind. Yeah, so try it with your finger, and then come to your fiancé.
My viewer, right there, you have a tip.
Yes, and there are so many, but let me not say all of them.
Kindly give us one more.
One more. The other way you can know the size of the finger is also when you're with your fiancé. Probably you're taking coffee somewhere, and like I said, they have these rings most of the time. Try it's like you're playing with her fingers. And I'm saying this should be in public.
Yes,
this should be in public. Try and remove that finger. She thinks you're playing with her fingers, and then try it with your finger.
Right there, you just got another tip.
I don't think I should say that. Which is, but for more, they can talk to you. We will give them the tips.
Kindly, there's an SMS number right there on your screen.
Yes.
For more tips, just send an SMS and request, and we are going to get back to you.
Because the ladies love surprises.
Yeah, it's true.
Actually, according to the question you asked, I would say this to young people: just do it according to your capacity. Because remember, you are going towards your wedding day. Now utatumia pesa mingi. Actually, you are going to, after engagement, you are doing your dowry. You will require so much money. Please, if you are not in a position to buy a gold ring, you're not in a position to buy a diamond ring or those rings. Try something that is at your budget, because it is not about the ring. It's about the heart that is giving that ring.
Great.
People really need to know that. It's not about the helicopter. It's about the heart. Because the moment I show you that fancy life, and I won't give you that fancy life in marriage, there's no point. But the heart remains. The heart that loves you remains.
It is true.
So it's the heart that matters a lot.
Awesome. That was so powerful and very I know you've gotten your 2 cents from there. Now we've just completed this period of engagement. So where are we headed to?
We are going to dowry.
To dowry?
Yes.
So when do we do premarital classes?
They happen at the same time, because there is also that part of visiting parents to inform them this is the person. Even the church is there. So there are 3 things that happens after during this period. Engagement continues. There is visiting of places like home, church, and and then there's the dowry. They go hand in hand. And also the premarital class.
Maybe we can talk about premarital, because I've had cases where people go to premarital classes and right there the engagement is broken.
Yes.
So let us look at the premarital classes. What exactly do we do when we get to premarital classes?
Right. Thank you. First of all, what is premarital counseling? Because we really need to understand that. Just like the name suggests, it's pre-marital. Marital is all about marriage. So it's counseling that happens before marriage. What is the aim of that counseling? Is to help you, our viewer, kusaidia ujue mambo ambayo utakutana nayo uko kwa marriage and how you are going to handle them. It's a preparation. It's like the way we used to do in school, the mock test.
Before the KCSE,
mock test, this is it. Premarital class is mock test, where you do it before the final exam. So in many cases, the mock case was almost exactly like as the final.
It is true.
Right? The same way. The things that are taught in the premarital classes, they are the same things that you're going to encounter there. Actually, you do them practically in marriage. So that is the premarital counseling, and it is very, very important. It is very important to have.
What criteria can we use when we are trying to get a counselor, or where there are others who go to church for their premarital, there are others who find a counselor out there. So what criteria can we use when we want to get to premarital classes?
All right. First of all, you need to understand that you need this class or counseling, both of you.
Yeah.
They need to agree that you need, because there is no premarital counseling for one person.
Yes, definitely.
You have to be there, both of you. Number two, try and find your close friends, and even especially they that have gone ahead of you in marriage. Try to talk to them. Ask them which is the best place to go. Is this is the counselor? Have you ever heard of him or her? How does she take people through those counseling? If it's the church, because most of the churches, they have these counseling lessons. So ask them, is which church, if they are not doing that in your church, waulize ni wapi naenda kufanya hizi premarital counseling, kwa sababu ziko mingi. Kuna wenye wanaenda kwa the counselor mwenyewe, and that's why I say please try and seek to know
advice,
seek to know from the people that have ever visited that person, how good are they in delivering the counseling. And the other thing, if it's done in churches, please also try and also find out which church is doing it best, because people have gone through those classes.
Yeah, true.
The bad thing and the worst thing that happens in this stage is to think that we all know everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's not think we all know everything. Let us seek to find from other people so that we can get the right things.
Right.
And once we get to be directed or referred to somebody, please go before you start the counseling, and try to talk to the people who are doing those counseling and seek to find to know their mind around the premarital counseling.
Okay.
Yes,
so what kind of topics are we going to look at when we get into these sessions?
Yes, great. There are several topics, and I'll actually mention a few. And one of them is actually you are taught to understand what is marriage. Okay. Because how are you going to get into something that you don't really know? Absolutely. So that is the number one, where you are told, is it a covenant or a contract? You need to differentiate the two. And so that is one of the lessons that are taught, understanding marriage. And actually, just to know that it was initiated by God. Yes. Getting to know the mind of God about marriage. Number two, there is also about things like communication, because communication is very key in marriage. So it is taught there to help you when you get into marriage, how communication is going to help you. And actually even before marriage, because people, like you say, the engagement can be broken. True. It mostly gets broken because of communication. People are not agreeing to work together, like I said. The other lesson is probably there is finances, there is conflicts resolution, there is what you call the in-laws relationships. How we're going to relate with your in-laws when you get there. There is also help in terms of sex and intimacy. All those, they are mostly like 10 or 12 lessons that you must go through. Have I said must? Yes. You must go through.
You've had right there. You must go through these lessons. And how long are these classes or sessions supposed to take?
All right. It depends. It depends with where you're taking. Like we said, there are they that are going to the counselor. Yeah. It depends now how the counselor has, has planned the lessons to be taken. Also, there are other churches, like I know one in Word of Faith Church, they take 6 months so that you can take a lesson, and do some research on those lessons, because when you get into marriage, you're going to do those things practically. So you need to have as much information as possible. And that's why, like in Word of Faith Church Kiambu, they do 6 months preparation in premarital counseling, so that you can get the depths of those things, so that when you get to marriage, it's going to be easy for you.
All right, that can show the intensity of what you're getting into.
The seriousness of marriage is actually found in premarital counseling. Great. You need to take them seriously. And let me put a disclaimer here, or something, a note, and say, like we said, no premarital counseling or classes are taken by one person.
Yes, please.
Your availability in premarital counseling will show your availability in your marriage.
Okay.
Like I said, things done in that period,
they translate
so
into
your
marriage.
seriousness and commitment in premarital counseling shows how serious I am about you. How serious I am about you.
Wow. Sasa, hizi classes nani anafaa kulipia, ni the lady or the guy, ama it is a cost sharing?
Hii mambo ya kulipia
Yes.
Tumelipa fare sana. Hata sasa wakitulipia primary
it's still okay.
We'll be okay with that. But let me say this. There are places where they pay.
Yeah.
There are places where they are free. Like I said, talk to people. Get to find out about several places where they do premarital counseling and find out how they charge. There are others. There are even others who only, you only buy the book or the manual. The manual, so that you are taken through even as you go home and read through that manual. But where they pay, it's an agreement. You can agree, the both of you. Agree, the both of you, because the moment you said yes, I want to be married to you, you have, like I said, you need to start working together. So you can agree on who to pay or do half. If that's what you want to do, even in marriage. And even maybe you are doing the same thing. You are doing half in dating. Paying the coffee, and then she pays the meat pie. So this time
it was cost sharing.
If that's what is going to happen the rest of your life, why not?
Great. Right there, you've gotten your 2 cents. So much information that you've gotten about the engagement period, and you know that this is a journey taken by 2, because the Bible says 2 cannot walk unless they agree. We are going to take a very short break, and we'll be right back after the break. So keep it Prayer TV.
You're watching Prayer Cave TV, the truth that sets you free. Would you like to be a competent designer? Word of Faith Community College brings you the Fashion and Design Program Year 2023 intake. This program is designed to provide competent tailors and dressmakers. To all who are interested to learn, understand and practice the skills, enroll now. We are located at Kiambu Town behind Kangangi Market. For more details, you can call us on 0759 814 073 or 020 800 828. Or you can email us on info@wofcollege.ac.ke. Word of Faith Community College, perfecting skills God's way. Do you want to be a better leader in ministry? Do you want to be equipped with the skills and knowledge you need to succeed? If so, then you need to attend the Leadership School of Ministry seminar. This seminar will be held on the 17th of June at the Word of Faith Church, The Prayer Cave in Kiambu. Bishop Dr. Thomas Mothe and Reverend Phyllis Mothe will be the keynote speakers. They will share their insights and wisdom on how to be an effective leader in ministry. You will also have the opportunity to network with other leaders and learn from their experiences. So what are you waiting for? Make plans to attend the Leadership School of Ministry seminar. It's the best investment you can make in your future as a leader. See you there.
back, my viewer. Thank you so much for always keeping it Proactive TV, and once again joining us on your favorite spot, the Youth Nation. You know, when we come here, we're just discussing issues that are affecting the young people, na tunasemanga hapa tuna make sure to come up na solution ama finding ways to navigate through these issues. And today we've been talking about engagement, and not just engagement, but the steps that are there between the preparations that are there when we're getting into marriage. And we have our guest today on studio who has really given us so much information when it comes to engagement, the do's and the don'ts. What do we do when we get into premarital counseling? Where do we go? Who actually pays the bill? And he said it is an agreement between the two of you. So whatever you agree, is it cost sharing? Is it the lady? Is it the man? That is up to you. And now we want to talk about dowry, because I think this is now we are headed to.
Yes.
What is the significance of dowry? Because there's this thing out here of ni kununua msichana. Is it really kununua msichana?
That's a direct translation. When we use the English version, we say paying dowry. So everybody now outside there anasema nimenunua. Right?
Yeah.
And also if you do the connection ya wakati tulisema umetoka soko sasa.
Nimenunuliwa.
That's the connection. But let me say this. It's not actually paying or buying. No, it's not buying that person. You know, if you're buying a person, then you're doing trafficking, human trafficking.
Great. Okay. That is human trafficking right there.
Yes. And you and your parents and everybody should be arrested.
It's a criminal offense.
It's illegal to do human trafficking.
Great.
And so what actually happens, it's appreciation. You're appreciating the parents for the good work that they have done. And actually the amount that is stated, which is actually a bit different from wherever you're going for the dowry, it is not equal to that life. Sure. Number one, it is not even equal to the amount of money that parents used
to raise
that lady. Okay, so it's just a token of appreciation towards the parents, to appreciate them for what they have done, for taking care, and you know, to that point where now you have found a very beautiful lady. Now you appreciate the parents for that good work. It's not about buying.
Great.
Remember, buying is
human trafficking.
Thank you.
Awesome. So maybe what is the significance of the dowry?
Yes, it is important to pay dowry. Allow me to use that word pay, but like I said, it's not about buying. It's not buying that person, but the significance of doing it, it's very important. We can even find this in the Bible. All right. So paying dowry, it's very important. Why is it important? Number one, as a man, it gives you the sense, I would say this, the sense of manhood, if I may put it that way.
Yeah.
Because you feel like you are complete after doing that. You have not snatched something from someone. You have not like stolen somebody from someone, right? It is, you went and followed the right procedure, and because you wanted, you know, to have this person in the right way, right? So it is very important to do dowry, all right? For they that have not done dowry, for they that are thinking that doing dowry is wrong, it is not wrong. First of all, it is in the Bible. If we are following Christ, we follow the word of God. Okay, it's in the Bible. Number two, it gives you the sense of also ownership. All right, this person is now under your care. She is no longer in their parents' care. Yes, they become your responsibility.
Before we just go deeper on this, I know there's this part where people have to go now introduce themselves to the parents and the other way. So maybe you can just take us through that process. How do we go about it?
Great. Thank you, Brian. It's a very important part actually, because that's where you now the church is involved, the parents are involved. All right?
Yes.
And this is probably, it can also differ depending on where you've come from, or depending on the cultural practices. But let's put it in general. All right? And so the first thing now, because you are engaged to that person, now you need to let your parents know about it. Right. Don't do it uko kwa giza, chini ya maji. Don't just do it out there. Please let people know. And these are the following people that you should let them know. Number one, number one is your parents.
True.
Let them know that I am now engaged to so and so. All right? And actually, parents sometimes they do some background check, and that's where it's true. That's where you will find some engagements are broken.
Yeah, true.
All right? Because the parents, when they did some background check, they found huyu kwao vitu wamebeba vitu sijui nini those things. And so parents also come in and they will advise you on the other thing. The other person that you need to let know is your church, your pastor. All right? If it's the young people, your youth pastor should know. Yes, your youth pastor should know that you are now, so that ile siku tunaona mahali munakunywa kachai mkiwa nyinyi wawili, we will know that mumepewa ruhusa kufanya hivyo. All right? And then after that, the other person that needs to know, if there is the youth pastor in a church, also the marriage pastor can be informed about it. All right? Just informing. All right? And this happens even when you're doing the premarital classes. It can happen at that point.
Also, they can go concurrently.
Yes, they can happen at the same time. The other thing, and actually before even you do premarital, you need to have informed these people.
Yeah.
You need to have to inform these people, because how are you going to start a premarital class when your pastor doesn't know about it? All right. The other person that really needs to know is, now you take your fiancé, and it starts this way. It starts with the young man takes the lady to his parents, all right, so that he can introduce the lady to the parents. Yeah. This is so that they can get to meet they say the name and the face meet point. All right. Absolutely. This is the time. Yeah. All right. And after that happens, then the lady takes the young man to her parents.
Great.
For the same reason. All right. So that they can get to know each other. Yes, the face meets the name. The other thing after that, the thing that needs to be done after that is now and even before I continue on that, you go with your friends. Take your closest friends, so that you can, as you're going to meet the parents of your fiancé, you are not alone. And also, don't go empty-handed.
Advice to young men: don't go empty-handed.
This is now where cost starts coming in. All right.
Yes.
Please, if you're going to visit the parents, either, by the way, you see, one-sided. Don't say it's one-sided, because if I'm visiting my fiance's parents, either side, the lady or the young man, usiende mkono tupu. Hata kama ni kabahasha ama ka shopping, we enda. By the way, kanaongeaga sana ako ka shopping. Kataenda huko kaongea hata kukuliko. Unaona? Have that in place. And then once you've done that, both of you, the next thing that you need to do is to take your parents. The young man, take your parents to the parents of the lady's parents. So that now the parents meet. When they meet, there is a spark.
Definitely.
All right? Because now the reason for them meeting is so that they can get to know, where is my child, which
going
home
to
is, and the other side. All right? Once that happens, the same meeting is when they propose the dowry date.
Oh, great. Now the parents will have the seat and discuss, and now they decide.
And the parents, when they are meeting, they also don't go alone. They can tag along an auntie or an uncle. All right?
Yeah.
And then that's where they strike the deal and say, now we've agreed to this relationship. Sasa wacha tuende to the next level, which is the dowry payment. And they are given the dowry date.
Great.
And once they are given the dowry date, they go home and start preparing. Can I say something here?
Yes, please.
Dowry, young men, and let me talk to young men. You pay your own dowry. At this point, there is no 50-50. I will repeat that. Hapa hakuna ati mkate nusu. Hapa you pay your dowry by the help of your father, your biological father, and your friends.
But now, Ken, you know, in this generation, somehow you meet this lady who is financially stable than the gentleman, and she has no problem with chipping in and helping here and there. Is it a problem?
It is a big problem. Let me say this. Like we used the word, you can never pay your own dowry.
You can't buy yourself.
Actually, even let me just even put it this way. Even on the cross, we were not able to pay for our own sins. Jesus Christ had to pay for our sins.
True.
You understand that? So I would not want to go that route. I would actually advise young ladies, please don't go that route. Let the young man push with the little that they have. You get? And with the little that they are going to collect. And the reason why I'm saying this is, if you know at one point you're going to get married, and you know at one point you're going to pay dowry, start saving now.
Awesome.
You understand? Start saving now. Start trying to find out ways of how to save money so that you can be able to have something that your father will top up. And I'm using the word top up. Not give you the money. He's topping up on what you have.
Right.
Where we, the friends, we are going to top up
on what you have.
By the way, I don't attend committees za kuchangia watu walipe dowry.
Okay.
You know, there are people who come up with those committees. They have nothing. And so they start from scratch. Nasema tulienda kwa msichana na tukaambiwa siku ya dowry ni hii na mimi hata sina kitu. Nataka tu hapana, lazima kuanzia saa hii kuwa na kitu.
Start saving for that
day.
Save
something for that day.
Great.
We call it the rainy days in a phrase. But young men, please make sure that you have something that we can top up for your dowry. And then when the dowry day comes, we will all take you there. And we will go there and do the necessary.
So on this, on that rainy day when it comes, so who are supposed to do the negotiations? Is it you as the person? Is it the parent? Or how does it go?
Wonderful. First of all, actually, long ago, men were not allowed to go for that. The young man who is paying the dowry, they were not allowed to go for those things. It's the father who, pays the dowry of the son. And that's why even when you go to the paying of the dowry, most cases they will not be allowed to get into that house. So that they are doing the conversation, the negotiations, right? Because he's still not yet has not been given the permission to be in such places. But sometimes it's also important that they get there, they hear what is going on. Now, people who are involved in this, first of all, it's your parents. They are the ones who are, like in quotes, buying for you. All right. How wengine wenye wanakuwa, if you're in church, there could be your pastor there. There could be the older men in church, the elders in church, who are very passionate, by the way. And let me put this across, especially in churches, the elder men are ready and willing to stand for the young men in those negotiations.
Great.
Why? Especially they are in church. There are some things that happens in the dowry that can affect you forever, the rest of your life. The rituals that happens in those times, if they are not, if they are not stopped, they can haunt you in your marriage.
Now that leads us to the next question. How do we strike a balance when it comes to cultural differences and our Christian beliefs? Because most of the time, you'll find a lady who's gotten engaged to a gentleman who is of a different culture from theirs. And so that means whatever practices they do, they are so different.
Yes.
So how do we strike a balance? Don't forget, these are born again Christians.
Yes.
And when you get into those things, there's some culture you can't totally do away with it. So how do we strike a balance?
All right, thank you. First of all, like I said, have the right people
Like
who
you.
are doing the negotiation for you. All right? And how do you find these people? Like I said, people, there are people who have gone ahead of you. Enda uongea na hao watu, waulize na huyu mzee anakuanga mzuri katika kufanya hii mambo. All right? When you get some credits about that person, then you're able to know that this is the right person is going to do.
Yeah.
Because especially in church, these people will not allow. What happens, especially when they get to a place where there are cultural difference from the Christianity, beliefs. So what happens? They like start doing an evangelism or preaching to these people that they have found in this place to try and show them, if this happens, this can be very fatal. If we go this way, if we buy alcohol and do some ritual with alcohol, this will haunt our kids. You understand? And because mtoto mwenye tumeleta hapa, the young man mwenye tumeleta hapa ni wa kanisa kwetu na amesimama vizuri katika wokovu, then we are not agreeing with this, but we are agreeing with this. You cannot disagree with everything. There are things that we need to stand for. However, they are from our, cultural, whatever, beliefs and practices. But there are some things that tunasamanga zimepitwa na wakati. All right?
Yeah.
Vitu zingine, like, can I give an example somewhere?
Yes.
Like somewhere we went and, they would put alcohol in a hall. All right? And then those men would drink and spit it on the young men and the young lady. That's a ritual.
Yeah.
And that will hound those people. And that's why probably we find people who are, drunkards for a very long time. That could be one way why they are probably drunkards.
Sure.
Because there's a ritual that happened in their dowry process that opened a door for the enemy.
Yeah.
You see, they would do that and spit in their chest. The older men, they drink and spit in their chest. And they speak words. I'm telling you, those things, if you're not delivered from them, they will come and haunt you in your marriage. So let us strike a balance in this way. Let us stand for what is right. Let us oppose what is wrong. When we do that, because the moment we compromise, it will be very fatal for us in our marriage.
Wow, you have heard right there, my viewer. So be watchful on these things, and remember, we are standing on what the Word of God says. Now, there's a young man who's watching us, or a young lady, and there's this societal pressure that's around the dowry thing. And kuna ule unaambiango, this is the amount of money. Or maybe the lady has had her friend who was bought with, bought with this kind of money. And you as the gentleman, you want to take this kind of money, and there's a lot of pressure around it. How can you advise this young man?
All right. First of all, in the whole process that we are talking about, let us not forget one thing. Seeking God in everything.
Great.
All right? Because even having in-laws that fear the Lord, it's a miracle.
It is.
And so for you to get these things going on well with you, please, the two of you, even while in engagement, please go for a prayer center somewhere. Pray together. Commit these things, commit this process in prayer.
Yeah.
Try and unlock things that you think that have been in your previous in your family. Yes. Try and be in prayer. All right.
Yeah.
When you do that, even when the pressure comes, you know what you stand for.
It is true.
You know, the two of you, what you stand for. You know the capacity that you have. You know what the young man has. So you'll not bow to the pressures.
It is true.
Because let me tell you this, it is not about the figure, the amount.
Oh yes.
Like I said, this is an appreciation token. I give a story here. I read in one of the dailies, and I really agreed with it. A young man went to pay the dowry. Yes. And he had all the Prados, and we call them the Land Cruisers, the TX, and those lined up. A very rich young man. Yeah. Okay. And he had prepared 1 million shillings. for the dowry. All right? But the moment he got to the home of the parents of the lady, the father stood and said, I don't want your 1 million. What I want only 7 shillings from you guys.
Wow.
He had prepared a million. The father asked for 7 shillings. Now, in this day and age, and with the people who are driving huge cars like those, utapata wapi mashiringi?
Definitely akiauna. Honestly.
But let me tell you, walienda kwa magari yao, wakakusanya, they only got 6 shillings.
Oh, and they wanted 7.
Actually, one was like a 5 bob. It's only 1 bob moja ilikuwa. And they took it to the father. Sasa hatuna kitu ingine, tumepata 6 shillings. Do you know what the father said?
No.
Go and come back with 7 shillings. They left.
Wow. Going to look for the 1 shilling.
1 shilling.
Great.
And when they came with the 7 shillings, they were given a go ahead to do the wedding. It's not about the amount.
Wow.
It's not even about how prepared you are. Like I said, I started by saying, seek God. Let God make your ways straight for you. Because even, I don't know about the you know, about the life, about that young man, if he was saved or not. But what I'm trying to say is this: try and be in prayer all this process. Wacha njia zako zenye mtapitia, let God be on those ways. Akupatie in-laws wenye hawata kufanya nini, because it's not about the amount. But let me say this, it's also very okay to have a good amount. Remember, it's an appreciation token.
True.
So prepare from now, prepare an appreciation token yenye ungetaka kwenda kupeana. Kisha sisi na wengine tutaongezea kwa hiyo yenye uko nayo.
Great.
So the pressure should not be there. The lady, on this, I finish on this. The lady actually should be number 1 supporter of the young man.
Ladies,
don't bow to the pressures of others. Please be there for the young man. Whatever they are lacking, there are some places that you can come in, because there are requests wenye wanaitishagwa zingine kama lessons. Please, if you sasa mwanaume anaenda kutafuta lessons wapi?
Tatumana.
Hajaitumia lesson mahali. So be there. Support that young man so that process can be smooth for both of you. Kwa sababu nakwambia akisumbuliwa hapo na I go through that kusumbulia yenye itakuwa hapo, kuna kitu mume arouse from that young man, and that seed that has been planted there can be a very bad thing in your marriage.
Wow. Yeah, because I've ever heard of a story of a young man who went to pay the bride price, and there was so much pressure of the amount of money the parents needed, and as much as he was able to get the amount, he got wounded to a point whereby he never wanted to go back and visit that family as much as they married.
You see?
But now again, kindly, there's a parent who is watching us. And this pressure is not only on the couple, but also on the parents. This parent out here wants the daughter to be bought well, you know. Just because she had, or they had, someone's daughter was bought with some good amount. So they also want the same thing for their daughter. What can you advise them?
Yes, it's sad. It's a sad state, I would
It
say.
is.
Because, like I'm saying, it's not about the money. You know, you can be given 1 million, you can be given the 10 million by those people, by the parents from the young man's side. You can be given a lot of money. But the life that you have given out there, the daughter that you have given out there, might be mistreated for the rest of her life.
It is true.
You wouldn't want that your daughter is equated to the amount of money that was given. And let me tell this to parents, even after the dowry, there is a life after that.
It is true.
They will require the same money for their wedding preparation, for their wedding day, and in their marriage. So the moment you bombard them with, you know, huge, you know, requests, big, that they are not even able to meet, and then once probably they meet and they meet those requests and they are allowed to do their wedding, they are going to struggle financially thereafter. So it is important, parents, let us accept what is right for our children, without pressuring the young man, without making things that will haunt your daughter thereafter. You do not want to be called by the young man and told that I need a refund.
Goodness.
It happens.
We
have had so many, and that's why in premarital counseling there is that topic about how to relate with in-laws. All right, very important, because after that you know how to handle the mother.
It is
they
true.
call them the mother-in-laws.
Love.
Oh, in love, yeah.
Yes.
These days it's in love, but still it's in-laws.
Sure.
You need to have those premarital counseling. Can I add something?
Yes, please.
Let the young lady stand with the young man. Can I say something? I know of a story where the lady stood with the young man. When they went to pick the lady on the wedding day, that wedding day morning, the parents started something. The auntie started, some fracas there, requesting things that were not. The lady stood and said, I'm actually going. Be left here requesting those things.
But
actually, she used the back door.
And she left.
And she left.
Okay.
Why? Because all along, where were they? So, young lady, also talk to your mother, soothe her heart. Tell her, please, how you love that young man. The kinds of things that you've agreed to do even in future, and that way it will be of help to the young.
Great. Now, even as I know there's so much to talk about,
a lot.
But time is not on our side. Maybe to finish with this, are there support system for this young couple when it comes to this dowry process?
Yes, there are support systems, and one of them is your own parents. Please involve your own parents at every step.
Yes.
All right. Number 2, like I say, involve the church. Involve the church. Let your pastor know what is going on. Keep updating them on what is going on. That is your support system. That's where your prayer are being are happening. The other support system that you need to have is have close friends. Friends are very important people in your life, because if we had time, I could have told you the importance of relationship in this journey. Relationships, wanasamanga na Kiswahili watu ni mali
kabisa.
Relationships are very important.
Your network, your net worth.
Have that support system. Another support system is best couple. It is important, and I know we will get some other time to talk about the characteristics of best couple and how to go about that. At this time of dowry, it is very important also to have them with you, walk with you through that journey of paying the dowry. Your best couple. So like I said, I'm saying next time, when we probably have another show, we will talk about how to find best couple, because it is important to have all those people that I've said, a support system. And as I finish, I say this: relationships are very important. Build relationships even now, before even you start dating. Have people that you can call any time of the night or day, and they can come for you and help you out. Those are the people that will help you all the way to the wedding day, and even after that. So those are the support that you need. And by the way, what to need?
Mali.
Thank you.
Great. So your network, your net worth. Right there, you've gotten your 2 cents, and I know you have learned and gotten so much information when it comes to this journey when you're preparing yourself into getting to marriage. And even as he has mentioned, we are going to come and now look at these relationships. How do we get to know who is the best person to be your best couple? How do we get your bridal team? Is it just random, or what do we do when it comes to that? And so, my viewer, I'm so delighted that you're able to stick with us all through this session, and I'm happy that you're always keeping it Prayer Cave TV. So until Saturday, keep it locked and see you next time. Bye-bye.